All right, guys, welcome to a new episode of 6 Feet Under with Mark Calaway. To start off this episode, we're going to crack open a nice Happy Dad.
Get it kicking right away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's kick back, enjoy a Happy Dad on this episode with our fans. And guys, crack open a Happy Dad yourself and enjoy another episode of 6 Feet Under. Mr. Undertaker,
Yes, sir, Mr. Lida.
how are you today, bud?
And if I was any better, I'd be at the dentist's office.
Ooh, okay. Wow. Thanks for that. A lot has happened since we've been able to sit down and film together. I think one of the big things that everyone's talking about is the surprise Triple H Hall of Fame deal that you and Sean did. How did that, I mean,
So
are you able to talk about how that came about?
Oh yeah, no. So Triple H, obviously, Paul Levesque. Yeah, he's the CCO, right? What is it? All right, is that the right Chief Content Officer?
Chief Content Officer, yeah.
So he's obviously got his hands in all of that, right? And he is not, regardless of what people think, he is not going to put himself in the Hall of Fame. And if there's anybody that is up there that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, now I know he's in there in DX, but
That's completely,
that is completely different, right? But his resume speaks for itself, right?
Yeah.
Anybody understands anything about wrestling, he's a first ballot Hall of Fame guy, but he is not going to put himself in there. And it's just, there's just certain people, it's not a Hall of Fame if they're not in it.
Mhm.
And it has to be done. It had to be done.
And it's going to be weird no matter what with him being in the title that he has.
It is.
So
And all the jagoffs and that have nothing to do but to get on, social media sites, and you know what? Screw them. It had to be done. So I get a call from Nick Khan.
Okay.
And he's basically lays that out to me. He's like we got it. How are we going to do this? Right. He is not going to put himself in. And, so, and he also called Sean. Sean and I are involved in LFG. We see each other every week. We start mapping out a plan, how we're gonna surprise him and catch him off guard. And the fact that we are both tenured over Paul, over Triple H, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he may be an executive. Well, I guess Sean's an executive too now, but
your friends are becoming your boss.
I don't know. Well, I'm working like a dog, and they're all executives. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So we put a plan together, and and I mean, it came off kind of as a joke of us, pulling our rank and our tenure, but that's exactly what we did.
Yeah.
Because I know how much respect he has for Sean. I know our relationship, and he's an old school guy. So we put it together, we put the plan together, and talking about covert. I mean, this is a black ops kind of deal. Like the lengths that everyone went to. There was only a small, I mean, maybe a handful of people until like the day before that know this thing's going down. And fly me up, Sean, who was doing NXT the night before in Atlanta, instead of flying back to Orlando with everybody else, he leaves and flies up to New York. So we get there the night before. They go and have this town hall meeting, and while they're on stage fielding questions from the staff and people there at the meeting, they sneak us into the building, and then when the time's right, they sneak us up into the guerrilla position of the building,
Yeah.
the backstage from where you see Sean and I come out. Uh, and they didn't tell Steph. Steph had no clue. Steph, we go that backstage area, and Steph is there thinking that she's going to go to lunch after this town hall meeting with Nick and Paul. So she sees us, and there's a little bit of disconnect, but she thinks, oh, well, it's Sean and Taker together. They must be here. They're going to go they're going to go promote LFG.
Okay.
So she doesn't really think too much about it. And then obviously they're wrapping up the meeting, hit Sean's music, and you could tell that you catch him off guard by just the expression on his face.
His look was
Like, what the hell is that?
yeah,
Right?
it was real.
And then obviously my music plays, and now he's like, what the crap is going on here? But that was a really, really special, cool moment. That I was honored to be able to make that announcement with Sean and take care of a piece of business that had to be taken care of.
And if you think about it, the last handful of years of all three of y'all's career, y'all had a big part to play in that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to those significant, meaningful matches, you three were kind of intertwined in those matches somehow, going that 4-year run through WrestleMania.
Right.
I mean, I think that was, that's the big one. But then even just coming back together, as bad as it may have been, the Saudi Arabia match and all that stuff. I mean, you guys were.
What are you, a critic now?
I'm just, I think it's what's his name, Metzler, whatever the guy is that.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
we'd have had that.
Yeah,
we'd had that at the Tokyo Dome or something. It'd have
been so much better. Yeah, but you guys are so significant with each other.
Yes, there's a lot of history there,
and that had to be pretty special from not only on a professional side, but as a friend side, to be able to do that for another friend as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And just the fact that yes, on the personal aspect of it, but just to be able to pull something like that off too, is in this day and age in the wrestling world, to be able to pull any wool over anybody's eyes anymore, because there's just so many stooges out there that want to, they want to give up everything. It was so cool to be able to have a genuine, authentic moment of real emotion, of real, just, it was all real. And that was what was so cool about it.
You got to surprise Kane as well, right? For his Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it was, I think that was during the middle of COVID. Like, the hardest part of that was like finding, because I was in my truck and I was out on my place and like trying to find signal. Yeah. And it was getting down to the wire because, he's the mayor at that point, and I'm having to link, like he had a little slot in his schedule, and I'm driving around the ranch like, oh crap. Oh, wait a minute, I got it. Okay, all right. And I call in. I said, I think I got it. And then, so then they get me up first. So they hadn't connected him yet. And just about the time that I'm set up, I'm connected, my phone angle is the way they want it. Like the sun moves, and it's just like just a sunbeam comes straight through, and you can't see my face anymore. So I got to find another spot. But yeah, I've never even told that story. But but that was, obviously, Kane, that was really special. And again, another guy that so deserved, that means so much to the industry.
Yeah. Well, it was neat seeing you and Sean do that together for Triple H, because like you said, he's never going to allow himself to go into the Hall of Fame. And he's probably going to be in this position for, the next, I would imagine, probably 20 years, in the
easy.
position, the position that he's in right now. And it's something that's overdue and needs to be done, sooner than later. And it looks like that's we're going to get that this year. So that's going to be pretty cool for him to headline that.
It'll be good. I can only imagine how good a speech he'll give too.
Mark, of all of our sponsors, we probably get more responses for Bluechew than any other.
Yeah.
Guys, have a better time in the bedroom with Bluechew. Bluechew is the original brand offering chewable tablets that make all your bedroom activities just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Such as,
well,
Oh.
No,
okay. No details.
Okay. You know what Bluechew can help out with.
I got you. I'm with you.
Yeah, you know what it can help out with. Bluechew is putting its money where its mouth is and offering you a month free.
Shut up.
Oh, yeah. They stepped up their game in 2025.
What are they thinking?
Oh, I have no idea. But all I know is they're not stopping until every creature of the night is,
firm.
Stiff. The process is simple. Sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days in discreet packaging, by the way.
Yes. That's important.
Key.
Yeah,
that's key.
Important.
You don't want the neighborhood Karen walking by going, "What's that on their front porch?"
And they're looking it up and then talking
Maybe
about
Karen's husband needs some Bluechew and work her out. Bluechew tablets are made right here in the USA. God, I love an American-made company. And prepared and shipped directly to your door. Once again, discreet packaging. You can take them anytime, day or night, for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, whatever you want. It's part of my daily vitamin regimen.
You snack on Bluechew?
Snack on Bluechew. So you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises.
See, I see what you did there.
Best part, it's all done online, nice and easy. You're not having to go to a doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Yeah, nobody wants to get their steroids for their wiener at a pharmacy.
No.
Does it work? Well, creatures of the night, find out for yourself and get a month free. If you don't, you could be missing out on the best time of your life. Bluechew will not stop until every man is bricked up.
Boom.
Boom. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at bluechew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month free of Bluechew. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Bluechew for sponsoring 6 Feet Under. So go to bluechew.com and chew it.
And do it.
That's right. Thank you, Bluechew, for sponsoring 6 Feet Under. Since we've seen each other, the Royal Rumble has happened. We got to see the return of Charlotte Flair. She wins the Women's Royal Rumble. By the time that this airs, the storyline is going to, change 10 times. But it's going to be exciting.
That's where we're at today.
Yeah, that's where we're at today. It's going to be exciting to see her back at Mania and doing her thing. I'm interested in seeing, are we going to get the old Charlotte Flair, with her knee brace and everything else? Like it's going to be interesting. I mean, how long does it take to trust yourself and to trust your body when you come back from an injury?
Probably I think she gave it a fairly good test at the Rumble. I mean, she did some things that I think now that she'll probably have confidence. And you have to realize too that she's been training in. I would imagine she's been at the PC training and getting herself ready. So she's been getting those reps. But it's just the fact of doing them in front of a crowd. It just it gives you a different mindset. Like the knee's going to hold up. But they're still like doing that for the first time in front of a live crowd. That's always a hill that you have to get over. And I think the Rumble probably was enough test. I think she knows right now where she's at, and knowing her and her drive. And I've seen her post Rumble, and to listen to her talk about what she wants to do, it's like that. It's like all of the things that she's already accomplished are great, but she's starting almost her mindset is she's starting anew, and she wants
Really?
to, yeah, she wants to conquer the world all over again. It's an incredible mindset to have at that part of your career. I actually had her talk to uh, some of my I call them kids, but some of the talent on my team for LFG, trying to get them to understand mindset and her mindset. And I was like, can you please? Because I don't know that I'm reaching. I don't know that I'm reaching them. Can you please, as a contemporary, kind of maybe you can
Yeah.
reach them. Uh, but listening to her passion, right? You can tell what's real and what's not real and what's lip service, and to hear her talk about what she wants to do it's really inspiring to have that kind of passion at that point in her career. She's got nothing left to prove,
No,
right? I mean,
she's
it's
the GOAT.
just yeah, she's the GOAT, and she took her rightful place back at the
At the Rumble.
at the top of the food chain.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Rhea might have something to say about that.
Yeah, Rhea and Tiff may have something to say about that. I think, man, Rhea and Charlotte that'd be fun to watch.
Well, it was fun to watch the last time.
Yeah.
But now
Now with
Rhea
Rhea.
is more polished, more experienced. So you've got that. You've got that in the back pocket whenever you need it. That's box office whenever. So
Yeah.
I don't know who she picks. She's been to, well, by the time this airs, I'm sure she would have declared who she wanted to wrestle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see who she picks.
Yeah. No matter what, it's must-see TV when she's wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, and you knew, like, when she came back. I mean, she took her full entrance.
She did, yeah.
She took and that was what I thought. That was perfect. I thought that was.
I have no problem with it. I know most people with the Rumble needs to be a quick entrance, get there, whatever.
Yeah.
She's been on the shelf for a minute.
Yeah,
She needs
she
to
missed a full year, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's she take your time, and we're very excited to see what happens over the next couple months. Her heading into WrestleMania. We also saw Jey Uso, win the men's Royal Rumble.
Yep, I was happy about that. I thought that was a great gutsy call.
When it was post Rumble, as soon as it happened, I went, "Why what this?" But then I think about it, I was like, "It's a gutsy call." That was a very gutsy call for Paul to do that.
Jay's as over as anybody.
I know, and that's the thing.
There's a look. And WWE is all about the fans.
Mm-hmm.
All about we acknowledge them all the time of how important they are, and just we want to give them what they want. Well, sometimes some can be a little too entitled to what their opinion may or may not be. Like, because there were some people that were upset that it wasn't Punk, right? Now, I look at it like, okay, this is the Rumble. Jay's as over as anybody. It's different. I thought it was unexpected. I don't think there's too many people had Jay over in that thing.
He wasn't on my bingo card to win,
right?
that.
I mean, you think, okay, it's either going to be Punk, maybe a dark horse Cena, and to go somewhere completely different, you have to look at it in the sense of, okay, now you're going to the Chamber.
Yeah.
Look at the storyline now that you have, without Punk winning the Rumble, without Cena winning the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Cena cuts this promo or does this interview in the post thing, right? He doesn't take questions. He makes a statement. He said, "What's best for business is me winning a 17th world title." he calls his shot, right? He's been very humble and, hey, I'm just
For the first time ever.
right. He's like, I'm just here to like, this is my swan song. Whatever happens,
Whatever's best for the company.
whatever's great, you know. But now he comes out and he makes this statement like, no, what's best for business is for John Cena to win the world title again. Didn't see that coming.
A little bit of a heel move.
No, not even a heel
You don't
move.
think so?
No, I don't really. I mean, I could see that, but not really. It's like calling your shot.
Yeah.
It's like I carried this company for a long time, and I was the figurehead here for a very long time, and you know, I've been a company guy, in which he has. He's been an ultra company guy. So he pulls his card. He pulls his own card that I deserve this. He does. My opinion, he does. For what he's done for the industry and how he's carried himself, I'm okay with John Cena, you know, not having to qualify, do anything else. But now he's got to win the chamber now.
Yep.
Right? CM Punk didn't win the Rumble. CM Punk now has to win the chamber. You feeling this now? Like there's a lot of story to be had here before we get to WrestleMania. So why on earth would you pay it off right away?
And you know what you do there is you take the chamber and you make the chamber almost feel like it's one of the big 4 or 5 because of that scenario.
Yeah, there's a lot on the line in this chamber.
Feels like a Rumble, Survivor Series, SummerSlam type of premium line event now, because now you're going to get even more eyeballs because we got to figure this out. Like,
and then there's no telling what happens from the time you get to the chamber till you get to Mania still.
Yeah.
Yeah, people just need to chill out, sit back, and enjoy the ride. That's the thing.
They forget that there's a lot of wrestling between Rumble and Mania.
Yeah. Nothing is etched in stone. Just set, and you think as smart as everybody thinks they are that they realize this, but there's someone sent me a clip. Someone sent me of a clip of somebody losing their ever-loving mind. It was right at the end, right? When I think it was Logan Paul, which I thought was another that was brilliant.
Because it was just out of left field. Like, wait a second, why is he still left here?
I mean, exactly. And then he eliminates, he eliminates like Roman and Punk.
Yeah.
Like Logan Paul, come on, man. So already, like, people are going batshit crazy over that. So now you have Cena left, Cena and Jay. Like, it's going to be Cena. It's going to be Cena. And then great finish there. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was outside of the box thinking, and people just need to chill and see what happens. I hope Jay makes it. I hope he does. I hope nothing happens. I hope he makes it to Mania, because he's, like I said, I mean, dude is over.
Well, Mark, we're halfway through this episode.
You know what that means.
The only way to get through it is some first form energy.
Yep. So we are the only ones not asleep.
Oh, man. Well, first form energy, got a little screaming freedom here.
Oh, man.
If you guys want to be able to make it through the rest of this episode, crack open a first form and get some energy with us, because that's the only way we're going to finish this episode out, I think.
Yeah. Ooh, that's good, man.
Yeah, they're all good. Thank you, First Form, for sponsoring 6 Feet Under.
And it's difficult. It's difficult to get to that level of being over after coming out and being a tag team as long as he's been, to being a bona fide, legitimate singles star. And it's cool. I think it's interesting. And the fact that people are buzzing and bitching and complaining and loving it and hating it. That's what it's all about. That's what wrestling's about.
To throw it in old school wrestling terms, this feels like a Shawn Michaels situation with him coming out of that tag team.
Out of the Rockers and
then going into this singles career that is, bigger. It's hard. It usually don't see that singles career become bigger than your tag team career if your tag team career was so good.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's going to be, I like you said, I hope health-wise he's able to make it to Mania 100% because that all of Las Vegas is going to be
Can you imagine
yeeting.
Allegiant Stadium?
All of it
Yeeting?
yeeting.
Whatever that means.
Yeah,
I
whatever
have
that
no
means.
clue what it
With
means, but
McAfee standing on the announcer table.
dude, that place will be insane.
And the light package and everything else that they're going to have is
The
it's going to be
visuals,
yeah.
those visuals will be, I mean, wow.
Yeah. And I'm happy for him too. I'm excited for him. I love the fact that it wasn't a predictable finish to the Rumble.
Mhm.
And
Well, the fact that it was a predictable finish and they made it unpredictable is what's
yes.
so good about it.
Yeah, you get down to a Cena where I'm sitting there going, well, Cena's going to win.
Yeah.
This is chalk right here. Like
Yeah.
this is, and then when he doesn't, I was like, I was surprised. I was like, wait a second, why would you have Jay? Oh, and then
Because he's over.
so he's over more than anyone right now.
Well, I don't know if he's over more than anyone, but he's as over as anybody. I mean,
When you say more than anyone, I'm gonna tell you right, I'll argue with you on that one. You sit there and you watch Monday Night Raw or whatever, and he comes rolling out.
no,
That entire place is yeeting.
No, it is. It is a spectacle. I'm not. No, by no means am I taking anything away. I'm just trying to. I'm playing. I'm playing middle of the road here. Like
Yeah.
I want. Like people are going to be like, well, so figure it out for yourself. Whoever you think is more over is more over.
Yeah.
Right.
Gosh, I mean, it's hard to argue. I mean, if there's anyone more than him, he's number 2 because good Lord, man. Dude's coming out of the freaking crowd and everything else. People are loving it.
To be able to evoke that kind of reaction and get everyone on board with, I'll use that word, hit your stick for like that. I mean, it's fun. It's fun to watch. It's fun to.
I have no problem saying it. I think he's surpassed Cody when it comes to the fans.
Really?
I do. I really do.
Bold statement from Matt.
I believe that he has surpassed the fan engagement.
You're not getting any vodka from Cody now. I can get that.
0. But I also saw it Rumble. Something you and I mentioned after Mania last year of Cody winning the title. I saw the first drop of a heel turn with Cody.
What'd I miss? What did he do?
So, him and KO. First of all, Kevin Owens right now, you're becoming my favorite wrestler in the world. What that guy has done over the last,
KO?
Yeah. What he did leading into the Rumble to lead up to that,
Mm-hmm.
that was old school.
Mm-hmm.
That was, there was some Jake the Snake moments there. You know what I mean? There was some like good storytelling what KO was doing. What I saw out of Cody that night was when he powerbombed him or something through the ladders.
Alabama Slam.
The Alabama Slam. Alabama Slams. Kevin into the ladder, right? Goes up, gets the belts, everybody's cheering. He's doing the Cody Rhodes thing.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of him and he started walking back towards the locker room. Instead of him engaging with the fans, instead of him doing that, he turns around, walks back, stands on the announcer's table, and stands over Kevin, kind of mocking him.
Dude.
And I know.
The guy almost broke his neck with a whatever kind of pile driver it was. What are you
But
expecting
he
to do?
had this look and he had this feel of, okay, there's this side of Cody that we haven't seen since he's been the champion.
Yeah, you're hoping too much, bro.
No, I'm not hoping. I saw a side of Cody that we have not seen since he was the champion. We saw this very aggressive guy that we just have not seen. We've seen him very much the babyface of all babyfaces the last year.
Okay. I'll keep my eye out. I'll keep my eye out and see what I think.
Just, yeah. Ask some questions there when you go back.
I'm not asking any questions. I'm a fan, man.
You're a fan.
I'm a fan now.
You're enjoying it now.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know where things are going. I just want to watch it and then badmouth them just like everybody else on the internet with my code name, Ralph's Dogs.
Ralph's
Dog 2638.
That's who
that's me.
You've been sending some very crude pictures. You got to stop doing that. That's very inappropriate.
Right. I shaved them.
No, it's exciting to watch right now. Your personal opinion, the Mark Calaway opinion, not the Undertaker, not the company man, not what you think should happen.
Hang on. Let me get the right frame of mind.
Yeah. Hey. Oh, there you go.
No.
All right.
Go ahead.
Do you think that Cena should win the title this year? Do you think that that's best for business, as he said? Mark, I like a little nicotine.
Do you?
Oh, you know me and cigars.
That's true.
Yeah, I like a little nicotine. And we got a new partner for 2025, NYKD.
Yes.
Pouches, man. They got the pouches. Much better than any ones that I've tried. And there's plenty of other competition. You know who that is out there. But if you're looking for a way to get your nicotine fixed without smoking tobacco, because my wife absolutely hates when I go outside and smoke a cigar.
Really?
Yeah, because I come back in.
Oh, you smell.
I smell like an ashtray, and she can't stand it. So when I want that fix and I want to keep her happy, maybe I'm on a plane ride, in church. I don't know. Throw one of these in.
Yeah, these aren't frowned upon like if you
No. Because this is just nicotine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a pouch, and it's clean, and it's.
And NYKD is super thin. You can barely see it when you put it in. This is the peppermint one here. It smells like something you open up in your car, and it's nice, refreshing smell. They got like 10 flavors.
Yeah, I've got.
What you got there?
I've got the 6 milligram. What do we got here? We got
berry lemonade.
Berry lemonade.
That's like a drink,
right?
Berry lemonade.
It just looks happy.
Yeah, it looks happy. They've got them in 3, 6, and if you're a brave boy, 12 milligrams.
12 milligrams.
12 milligrams. I think 12 might be a little much for me. These are 6s that I got right here. 12 might be pushing it for old Matty B. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can handle 12.
Listen,
if I did 12, I would say it'd be a bad day.
Bad day.
It'd be a bad day for old Matt. I'm not doing that. Also, guys, these things last up to 2 hours, and you can barely tell that I have it in. All right. So today, make the switch to NYKD nicotine pouches. You're going to love these. Right now, our listeners are creatures of the night. You get 35% off when you order through our exclusive URL. Go to NYKD Pouches.com/6 feet. Get 35% off. Special offer isn't just for your first purchase. You get to use it up to 3 times.
What?
Yep. This isn't just a one-time deal. Up to 3 times. Don't wait. You get 35% off now at NYKD NYKD.
That's an incredible deal.
Pouches.com/6 feet. That's NYKDPouches.com/6 feet. Now, just remember, NYKD products are only for adults of legal age, Mark, and every order is age verified. Don't be trying to sneak around out there. The product does contain nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. But if you don't want to smell like smoke and you're tired of dealing with tobacco, switch over to NYKD.
Clean alternative.
It's a clean alternative. NYKDPouches.com/6 feet. NYKDPouches.com/6 feet. They got all kinds of crazy flavors, 10 of them. Go check them out. Thank you, NYKD, for supporting the 6 Feet Under podcast. With a smirk on your face, trying to be a company man.
No, I'm not. No, I don't know. And I'm getting a little offended by you keep referring to me as a company man. So I don't know what you're kind of trying to imply there with that.
You're just trying to walk.
But this right here, right now, is not. This is 6 Feet Under with Mark Calaway.
Okay, so
right?
Mark Calaway.
So.
How do you feel about Cena?
Do I think it's best for business? I don't know that it's best for business, but I do know it would be a very special moment.
Okay.
I think there would be a lot of people very pleased. And I personally don't have a problem with it if
Okay.
it does happen. I think sometimes you can y- you can just every once in a while throw somebody a bone. Like when Flair's had he's had that record for although Rick will tell you that there were like 2 times that no one even knows that he dropped and got the strap back. Once I know for sure because he wouldn't have got out of the country if he hadn't. It was a great story. Uh, but uh, uh, I don't know. I love this, and I've said this before. I love the fact that Cena's doing this farewell kind of tour. And I think it should probably for people in that caliber. I think hopefully it's the model moving forward that you get to go and although they don't do many live events anymore, but to go out and kind of have this tour where people can know where they can see you and go and see you one last time and you can address these audiences. I love that
You
for
can
especially for
get your flowers as well.
get your flowers, but I mean more so even for the fans
Yeah.
to get that one last opportunity to see because I don't think once Cena does leave, I don't see Cena back. I mean, he said it.
He's
I mean,
he's putting the suit on, and he'll be part of WWE, but it will
Yeah.
be in a more of an executive position.
yeah, and I believe that.
Yeah.
I do, and I believe that. So, uh, I like that model of things. Um, doesn't by no means is it going to change his legacy in any bit. Not only does he got to win, then he's got to lose it.
Well, that's the other part too. I think the winning part's the easy part, right?
Yeah.
I
So
think
now
that's
what do you do? Do
yeah.
you retire with a belt? That makes me feel that doesn't make me feel good,
No, I don't like that either.
right? You tend to go out on your shield or have that defining moment where you
And I don't think Cena would. If they do put
no,
the belt on him, I don't think Cena would retire with it. He would want to put somebody else over. He would
absolutely,
want to give that to the next guy.
absolutely. But there again, now you've taken these people on this tremendous ride, right? This year. Oh man, he didn't win the Rumble. Whatever happens, so there's going to be an ebb and flow
Yeah.
here. And if you decide that that's the title is where it goes, well, it's kind of like I don't know. I don't know. Your last match is, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't have a true feeling of what is best there. Where he could have a match that he could go over on in his last match.
I don't the thing is about professional wrestling is that last match, there's something special about losing that last match, right?
Well, in a lot of cases, but my gosh, how many people has he put over in the last? How long was the last time he won a match?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he's put everybody over.
Yeah.
He don't need to. I mean, really. I mean, he has put everybody over that means anything.
But isn't
in
that the
company.
John Cena way of doing it though, is by putting somebody else over in his last match?
Yeah, but it just depends. Like, is it? Does it? What does it mean? Meaning? If it's not if the title is not in the implication here, then
If the title's not in the implication, I have no problem him going over. I think if it comes, let's say he wins the title at WrestleMania. Okay, let's just say that happens. He wins the title at WrestleMania. He carries it through the summer. We get to Survivor Series.
Hmm.
And at Survivor Series, he's the champion. And he decides, they decide then, okay, we're going to take the belt off of you. Let's put it on somebody else. I think it could be a great moment of whoever he's putting over in that moment. And he can have that farewell moment with the fans. If he doesn't have the title come Survivor Series, and decides that's going to be his last premium live event, I have no problem him riding off in the sunset with a win and, standing in the middle of that ring with his jorts and
yeah, I'm sure that'll make WWE feel a lot better. That you're not going to have a problem.
Yeah, I think.
I mean,
just let the execs over there know.
I'll let them know. Like it's good. It's good with you.
Matt Lyda says it's good for business.
It's
On
good for
either
business.
one. But
You know what? I don't know, man. I don't know that you can. I think I think it's all, regardless, however they go, it's going to be good, and people are going to get to see them and share all that.
I don't think you cannot put the belt on him. It's going to be really hard. If this was a 2-year deal, we could almost look like it's a Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns type of situation.
Well, yeah, but we're only, now he said he's going to work the year, right? Is that, am I correct?
He said he's going to work the whole year.
This, as we film today, is February.
Yes.
There's a lot of the year left.
Yes.
And so, again, this is a great part of being a fan, and just speculating, and I see it. I can see it both ways. I won't be upset. I won't be upset if he gets it. I won't be upset if he doesn't get it. I know I know that the people are going to be excited to see him, and, as you say, give him his flowers.
Yeah.
So
that's, I think for me, just looking at it from a fan's perspective, it's going to be hard to. It'd be hard to not put it on him. That's all I'm going to say. Like, it's going to be it would be a long year of watching this story without him having the title, because once you put the title on him, now the story completely changes. How do you get it off of him? Because the fans know it's got to come off of him. So now the whole story changes to that, and we get to watch that.
When and where.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where the story really, because the thing is, you can only drag out so many opportunities for him to win the title, right? Throughout 1 year. Yes, we have the whole year, but it's still, in WWE timeline, a year is pretty quick.
Yeah, that's true.
It can be quick.
It can be quick.
So
I wonder if I can get in shape in time.
Ooh. Taker comes out of retirement for one more match.
Not a chance in hell. Bruh. No.
Closest thing y'all came to sharing a ring together is in Philly. So
yeah, no doubt. At Mania, that's about it for me, buddy.
That was about it. You know what was fun to see? And not fun to see, but it was cool to see kids that never saw Cena in its like heyday. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Talking 8-year-olds that were covered head to toe in Cena gear and were devastated when he lost the Rumble. And I was like, and there's still kids to this day that they are invested in John Cena, and they didn't get to see John Cena 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was pretty interesting to see at Rumble. That's the type of impact he's had on the fan base. So it'll be 2025 will be an interesting year with him and how that story works. We're gonna have some fans' questions here for you, Mr. Undertaker.
Great.
And we got just a few of them before we wrap up this episode and get out of here for the day. This is from Saqib Shahan. Hey, Mark. Hope you're doing well. I've been a lifelong fan since 1990. Thank you for an epic childhood. My question. We all know the story about Survivor Series 1993 with the flag. Your teammates were Luger and the Steiner brothers. What I'm curious about is, besides that match, I don't recall you working any programs with the Steiners in WWE. Do you have any memories or backstage or otherwise with the Steiners? What was your friendship like with them, if any? And did you ever do? And also, second, did you ever do any dark matches or a live event with Ricky Steamboat? I love a midnight snack.
What do you got?
And my favorite is eating cereal late at night. I know it's one of yours.
Yeah, it is the best.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, you know, I don't want to feel guilty when I'm doing it and everything, but I don't feel too guilty when I'm having some Magic Spoon late at night. It's my...
How could you? 0 sugars, only 4 net carbs, 13 grams of protein. You're doing a body good, brother.
Oh, it tastes so good. I love Magic Spoon.
The high protein, keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, wheat-free, naturally flavored, totally delicious, childlike cereal for grown-ups.
That's what it is. Every serving of Magic Spoon cereal has 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of net carbs, so you can feel good about what you're eating. The most popular flavors are fruity and cocoa. That's what we've got.
That's what we got, baby, right there.
And there's so many more. Also, they got treats. We're a lot of our treats.
That's how good they are.
This is our snacks around the studio. The Magic Spoon brand new treats are crispy, crunchy, airy, and an easy way to get 12 grams of protein on the go. And for the first time ever, Magic Spoon treats are available in grocery stores with delicious flavors like marshmallow and chocolatey peanut butter, which is this one here. And that's probably the reason why there's no more left in the box. Magic Spoon, we need some more. So for our listeners, you creatures of the night, get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/6feet. Or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/6feet for $5 off. Magic Spoon, hold on to the dream. Hold on to your Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon, thank you so much for sponsoring the 6 Feet Under podcast and making a delicious product.
Well, I worked with the Steiners when I was in WCW, when Danny and I were together a little bit. But I don't even think we ever really worked a program, some one-offs that we did. I don't remember working with the Steiners in WWE. Obviously, they're a tag team, and when they were there, I was a single. Other than the Betsy Ross Coat Survivor Series '93 that I'm still not completely over, but
Still scarred from.
Good. I mean, we got along. We're never like the closest of friends, but just they were good dudes. They they like to have a good time in the locker room and always brought some kind of excitement. I remember them. I remember. I don't know if you remember. Remember the group Men on the Mission? Men on a Mission. It was Mo, Mabel, which would be Viscera later on, and Oscar. I'm going to say Oscar was their manager. He was the O in the Men on the Mission. The mom.
Okay. The mom.
If I'm not mistaken, they may or may not have duct taped him to a urinal in a bathroom once.
Okay.
Just for fun. CTE and all that. I may or may not have remembered that correctly, but I remember I remember this is way back before my Mean Mark run as in WCW, like when I was just breaking into the business, and I went to a WCW taping as an extra, and going into that locker room and watching Rick Steiner wrestle in the locker room. I'm trying to think who I know, like Dr. Death was one of them, and it may have been Hawk. Like he was taking on both of them. They were just messing around.
Yeah.
When you're at that stage of your career and you really haven't been, like, that was like the very first time. Like, I don't think, well, I broke in, but I hadn't really done anything yet. And seeing all these guys that you're watching on TV and you're trying to learn from, and you're sitting in a dressing room and no one knows you and no one cares to even know you. And there's Rick Steiner and Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and Road Warrior Hawk, and they're all intertwined, just going at it, and you're just like, this is interesting. And you look over and there's Ron Simmons and Ric Flair betting on football games, and it's just like, what a surreal moment. Like, but no, unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of I didn't have a lot of interactions as far as matches with the Steiners in WWF, WWE, and then Steamboat. I don't ever remember working with Steamboat. I'm sure I did. I'm sure I had to have at some point because he was such a. Oh yes, I did. Sure, I did. Yeah, I worked with Steamboat. Yes, I had to hit the memory banks because I mean that's when he was doing he had the dragon wings and he would blow the fire
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah, I think we had a few dark matches and my gosh, yeah, he was
I can only imagine working with
smooth
him.
as
Yeah.
silk. I mean, he's just so easy to work with. I mean, it was just like I didn't have to think, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that I was capable of thinking at that point, but yeah, he was so good, such a great worker, man.
Could you have imagined him, Steamboat versus like an Eddie Guerrero? Like
Oh wow,
how that would have,
there's a lot of people like
because what he did with Macho at Mania, where they stole the show that year, was insane. And I can only imagine with him like an Eddie or somebody that would have been really fun to watch, I think.
yeah, him and Eddie would have been fun. Eddie's one of those guys too that could work with anybody and make just about anything super entertaining.
Yeah. I think when I was at dinner with Jake, he said that him and Steamboat did 90 straight days together
I don't doubt that one bit. Yeah.
and double shots on Saturdays and Sundays. They worked 90 straight days together. And I was like, he goes, now, he said, everything in the ring was easy. He said, I was working against Steamboat.
Yeah.
He's like, it was pretty easy. He said, that's a night off. He goes, but after 90 straight days, he's like, it was,
I mean,
it was a heck of a run.
imagine what your body. I never did 90 straight days. I've done 40. I did 45 days with a trip to Japan in the middle of that.
Just the plane ride itself.
Oh yeah, and I'll never forget well, I shouldn't say that I worked 45 straight. I was on the road for 45 days straight, and there was 3 days in there where the Japan thing happened where me and Paul Bearer went there to promote. So 42 out of 45 days, but I was on the road every day. I remember going to Japan. We left out of Dallas. We get over Utah, and they decide or they realize that their crew is illegal. That they didn't have enough rest.
Too many hours.
Too many hours, and we had to turn around over Utah and go back to Dallas.
Why couldn't you just land in like Salt Lake or something?
Know. Well, because the cruise, because of however they do the cruise, all the crew would have had to deadhead back to where
You've done flown 3 hours now.
Yeah,
And you're flying
easy.
3 more hours back.
Yeah. So they had to dump fuel and fly back to Dallas. We landed, deplaned, and had to wait on a new crew to get there, and then take off again to go to Narita, to the airport in Tokyo. So what we were supposed to do, we were supposed to land in the morning, be able to rest all day, and then do media in the afternoon. But by the time that we landed, we missed our first media appointment, and then it was
Mark.
It was just one of many stories things that just happen. And then at the time you just do it and you don't even really think it's just like, oh, well, it's another one of those deals. And at that part of my life anyway, I'd rather be on the road than anywhere else. But my body was like, maybe, but we don't feel good. And in another 20 years, I'm going to let you know it.
Yeah.
Right.
You're going to find out this plane ride took a lot out of you. More than you do. God, man, speaking of over and speaking of Steiner's, old Braun Breaker is just what he did at the Rumble to Isho Speed.
Bro.
I sent him a message. I sent Speed a message. He'll probably never see it. Like, dude, from 6 feet under, we would like to say, we're sorry. And if you need anything, just let us know, because holy dear God, he got decleated.
Wow. That was violent, man. His head, that was violent. That's one of the, I think in 24 hours, it had over 300 million views.
Well, Isho Speed's got
Well, I understand
his reach too. is insane. And
Yeah.
around the world that got saw 300 million views.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But that goes back to Paul understands things that I think some people don't understand. He understands the value of having a guy like Speed get involved.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Because just that moment right there, how many eyeballs not only saw that moment, but then went over and watched the entire Royal Rumble. You know what I mean?
Brilliant. Yep.
Just off that one clip. Let me go back and see, where did this all start? How did this happen? What are, even people that may have not, don't, out of those 300 million people, not all of them know what the Royal Rumble is. So now they got educated on the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But Braun Breaker's somebody, he's special.
Dude can generate some power.
It's the speed.
And now there's another one coming. I think Scotty's son's coming up, isn't he?
Oh, really? I haven't seen that.
I think. You know me, I could be wrong, but
So before we wrap this up, real quick, I'd love to hear from you. LFG, by the time this comes out, LFG has already aired, but can you give us, what to expect? What to look forward to with LFG, and what have you enjoyed about it so far?
LFG is going to be, I think, right up the alley of what our audience loves, and that's that behind the scenes peek. We peel back the curtain just a little bit more. You don't get everything, but you get more than what you would normally get off of a TV show. In the process of becoming a WWE talent. Some of these athletes are, they're in different parts of their process and how long they've been in the system. Some of them got there right before we started filming. I mean, have no background whatsoever, no training, and it is a contest. There's 16. Again, there's 16 competitors. There's 4 legend coaches, Booker T, Bubba Ray Dudley, Mickey James, and myself. We each have 4, 2 men, 2 women, and they're vying for a NXT contract.
That is awesome.
And there'll be one male, one female at the end of this, and then the winning coach gets a LFG championship belt for being the winning coach. So everybody's playing for something.
Yeah.
Some incredible talent and some valuable learning lessons learned, and people realizing that the world of sports entertainment and professional wrestling may not have been quite as easy as they thought it was, and the things that go hand in hand with it. I think it's going to be a really interesting, compelling look into our industry, and I'm excited for people to be able to see this.
Have you had any of the talent that you're working with right now? I know that some of them are coming. They're all coming from different walks of life, and they may have played college football, or they may have performed, or on another stage somewhere, whatever, in athletics. Have any of them at any point looked at you and went, "Man, this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be"?
I don't know that they've actually said the words, but you can tell in their face and in their body language that they thought that it would be much easier.
Yeah.
Than, because they're all Division I athletes. Some of them at big universities and played on big stages and just different walk. Again, you've already said it, but they they're not your average Joe that that
these
played
are superstars.
Yeah, these are legitimate athletes, high caliber athletes that are getting tested like They've never been tested
As soon as
before.
you hit those ropes one time, right? That's what I've
Well,
always
yeah, not
heard.
only the physical aspect of it, but the mental aspect of this
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
The mental aspect of it probably is even harder than the physical aspect. The mental, the what we're asking, that's the thing. What we're asking these kids to do in their process and where they are, uh, the pressure that they're under to perform is incredible. It's you'll be able to feel it when when you're watching the show to think about like some of these kids have had their very first professional matches
With y'all.
on this show in front of people.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Where were they pulled from? Where did this talent come from?
So they have these camps that the WWE holds now. They we go to the combines,
Yep.
the NFL combines, the Big 12 combines, different places, and they have these. Basically, they're tryouts where these kids come in. They do a series of of in-ring stuff and promo, all these different criteria that they look for, and then they pull what they want, the best of the best, and give them opportunities. Some of them are NIL deals. So that's kind of where we're at now. We have to go out and actively recruit because we want the best possible. So, but there's some of them were fans of the product. Some of them have no exposure to the product. It is crazy, man. And it really it's people are going to be like, wow, this is a lot more difficult than I ever thought that it was.
Well, that's it's exciting to see that. I know you've been working on this project now for a couple months, and it's and behind the scenes, off camera, you've talked to me a lot about it, and it's going to be exciting to see. And by the time this is out, it's already aired and stuff. But I'm looking forward to seeing this. I think it's going to be
it's going to be compelling
brilliant.
TV.
Yeah,
it's going to be good.
And the fact that two things there, there's something for the coaches to win with the belt, right? And you guys are
bragging rights, man.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. All of y'all are, you're prideful and you want to win. You don't want anybody else to, you don't want Bubba Ray to beat you, by God. I mean, that'd be terrible, right?
And I called my shot early on. I called it early on. I went straight Larry Bird and asked him who was playing for second. So
I love it.
I put a target on my back day one.
Love it.
So
but, hey, you're a taker. You can do that.
Until I don't win.
But then you think about it. You go back to these athletes, this talent, their age. Go back to when you were their age. How much would you have loved to have been able to sit under a Booker T, a Bubba Ray, an Undertaker? You know what I mean? Like,
it's. But that's the thing. Like some of them get that magnitude. Some of them don't.
Because they just don't understand.
They don't understand the product. The ones that do, oh boy, man, I can't wait. I mean,
they're soaking it up.
They're soaking it up. There's some really, really compelling moments that in the show where these kids have to do things that you can just tell that they'd almost rather pull a tooth than have to do. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really good.
Well, Mark, thanks for another week. It's
like we've been here all day.
It's like we've been here all day. I wonder why. By the time this comes out, you guys have seen the DDP and the Jake the Snake episodes that we did. Those were a lot of fun. It was great reuniting, you guys. And
I hadn't seen Jake. I hadn't seen him for a long time before we did that episode.
That's what he said. He told me, he goes, I can't even remember the last time I was able to sit down and talk to Mark. So I know that he was excited about it. So it was great seeing both them. And then just, of course, Dallas being Dallas. He's got a heart of gold, and what he's doing for athletes and just people in general is just amazing. So just want to say thank you to all of our sponsors. First, Phorm, Happy Dad, Bluechew, Magic Spoon, Nicked, nicotine pouches. Thank you guys for supporting this wonderful podcast of 6 Feet Under with Mark Calaway. And if you're listening and you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and tune in every Monday to hear from the big man, the Undertaker. Taker, let's get out of here, bud.
We out.
We out.